process of research. So I've given you one assignment. Sorry, have you uploaded that?
Sir, I forgot.
Huh?
I forgot, sir.
No problem. But I told everyone in the class, those who were there in the class on that day, that you have to search for one song, right, which actually tells you about research. Right? So you were talking about the definition of research. So anyways, the assignment is still on. Okay, let me see what song you get just in order to define the research. Right? So keep on searching, or otherwise if you can fit the definition of the song in definition of the research in some song, that will also work, but this will be one of the things which you have to do. Fine. So थोड़ा सा अजीब सा assignment है, but I hope you will enjoy this, right? Anyway, so let us go on the definition of research today, what the research is, and then we will proceed further with certain types and all those things, right? So let me just share my slide with you with the definition of research as such. Oh, yeah. Just a moment. Yeah. So we talk about definition of research, right? So if you definition from the novice perspective, if we see, research can be defined as a search of knowledge. How it is pronounced? It is research, right? So if we see the Oxford Dictionary, it defines research as systematic investigation and the study of material and sources in order to establish the facts and reach new conclusions. Right? So you may be having certain facts with you already, and if you see it from a different angle, and if you can reach to certain new conclusions of by investigating the existing material, then we can say it can be called as a research, right? So research is pursued within almost all the profession. On that day itself, I told you that when we have taken birth on this world, we have started research, and then we try to analyze the things, and then we try to gather the information. We try to analyze those information, and accordingly we act and react in that way. Okay. So more than a set of skill, it is a critical way of observing, examining, thinking, questioning, and formulating principles that hold true at least for a given space, means at least for that particular scope, these things will be applicable. So almost all the profession affirm the need of the research either for the advancement of the technology, art or business, or for enlightening the knowledge. Okay, so this is what. So whatever profession we are in, we ask ourselves a lot of questions for finding new knowledge, ideas. For example, let us consider that if you are running a hotel, right? Suppose hotel business, because why hotel business? Because everyone knows that what happens in a hotel, and we are talking of business research. So we will talk more of the research thing which are related to business. So let us talk about a hotel, and there are a lot of questions that may help you in increasing your business if you are in a hotel industry. For example, how many customer do I feed or treat daily? Okay, if you are in a hotel, there can be two types of customers. One type of customer may come to your hotel just in order to dine. Okay, and other questions, people may come to your hotel for living in the hotel itself, and along with that, they may take some food and other. So, how many do you treat daily? That is one. And which are the most served dishes? Means what actually normally people try to eat, or you can say what are those things? What are those dishes which people are having daily on a daily basis, or mostly which are sold, right? And then again, which combo meal is you can say has been ordered most, or you can say which type of dish is you can say ordered maximum, and how do the customer they are rating your hotel. So these all type of things actually are there in order to make your business a sensible at a sensible place, that what should I do in order to enhance my business. So just by finding the answer of these, one can say that a very valid investigation has been done for the domain and the result. So this will truly help him out in making a sure positive progress. So this is a very raw example I have given you about the research which we practice in everyday life, which we practice in day-to-day life. So particularly what is needed over here is you can say insight by which you can increase or enhance your business from the existing level to certain higher levels. So all those things we will call as a research work, as you can say, as a business research as such, right? So that will be that we will be taking care of, right? So further, if we proceed, uh, means now it has given you some insight actually at least of business research, what actually a business research is. So can you imagine something and just find a solution for the problem in the business itself? For example, my problem is that I the customers are not turning up in my hotel. This can be one of the problem, or they are having a lot of complaints about my product. So there can be various types of things which can happen, particularly in a hotel industry, or you can say in any other business. For example, a business is not at the peak. For example, if you take the example of real estate business in these days. So real estate business has lost its a charm during these days, and even post COVID also, it is not in a good you can say uh, mm, in good terms, you can say. It means it is not flying well, or it is not having that much of response from the market. Okay, so here, particularly if we talk about you can say how I will be able to improve this. That can be one of the good uh, question, or you can say good business problem, that during this time how will I be able to float up high. If you see further, if you see this chart, that how this actually things are created. So we have time on the x-axis and knowledge on the y-axis. Okay, so and we have just now taken the example of the hotel. So there is a single point in you can say in x attribute which can trigger the management with some new concept. So suppose, for example, they have triggered something in the new concept, as if for example they have given a discount of suppose 20% to those people who will be residing in their hotel. Okay, so in this case, those people who will be residing in the hotel, they will be given a discount of 20% on food. And this particular concept is doing well. So what will happen? This concept will increase the knowledge to tremendously to certain extent, and then the outcome of that will be reaped for a certain period of time, but this will also not work for a longer period of time. Then what will happen? It will again need a new trigger. So we can say that research is a continuous process where you keep on triggering your ideas in such a way that the business keeps on going and growing. Okay. Further, if we just see the definition of research, so Redman and Mori has defined the research as systematized effort of to gain the knowledge. Okay, and some people in profession consider research as a movement from the known to the unknown. So what you are actually doing in this? In this, we are actually moving from known to unknown. Means whatever we know is we have already applied it in our business in the research itself, and we are moving towards the unknown. Means we want to know what is unknown. So research is also one thing which actually makes us move towards from known to unknown, and it actually tries to make us aware about that unknown fact also. Okay, so it is actually a voyage of discovery with pleasure and satisfaction. This is well said, that until and unless you be satisfied, until unless you be pleased, this research is not over. So while considering a research as an academic activity, it involves a lot of steps such as problem definition. You have to solve that problem. You have to do a lot of literature review. What is literature review? Is something review of something already which is there in the and that means the piece of information which is already available. So we have to review that, and then we start from there itself, knowing what has already happened. And then we go for data collection, and then we go for analysis of this thing. Then we infer, we draw the inferences out of the data which we have collected, and we try to make some hypothesis, we test the hypothesis and try to arrive at some solution. So particularly if we talk about this particular course, it actually deals with every activity that researcher has to perform physically and while being engaged in the research itself. Okay. Yeah. Just have a revision of this. I will get back to you on this, right? And I can see people have actually switched off their cameras, which will not work. I'm telling you. Think of what I have already told you during this particular class, and I will ask you some questions on that. And I can ask anyone. Yes, Prakash Chaudhary. Prakash
Yes,
Chaudhary,
sir. Yes,
why your
sir.
camera is off? Yeah, Prakash Chaudhary, you tell me what do you mean by what is research?
Yes, sir.
What is research, Prakash? Vishti Verma, you tell me what is research?
Sir, a systematic form in which we collect information about anything.
Anything means anything.
Relevant things about something we want to know about.
Yes, Soumyadeepa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, what is research, Soumyadeepa?
Sir, research creative or systematic work.
Huh?
We have to, for some work, you have given like we have to collect information or analyze that in the in knowledge or anything that is known as research.
What else we do? Yes. Anyone? Tirthak Bhai Fultaria. Tirthak, are you there? Yes. Ravi Raman, you tell. What is research?
The systematic investigations and study of material and sources of order to establish fact and research new conclusions.
Means? Yes. Karthik Rajput.
Sir,
Yes, Karthik. Yes. पुष्पेंद्र पाल. पुष्पेंद्र पाल. तुम्हारा वीडियो ऑन नहीं है पुष्पेंद्र. एब्सेंट मार्क हो जाएगी. यस दृष्टि. व्हाट एल्स बेटा? मतंग जी आप बताएंगे?
Yes, sir.
हाँ. रिसर्च क्या होती है?
Sir, basically, research involves collecting data and analyzing this result and what we collect data and implement into a real life, sir.
Okay. Very good. So, can we implement on real life anything?
So to an extent,
To what extent? How do we know that what we have to implement in the real life?
mm,
How do we know that? कि हमको real life में क्या implement करना है? Yes, Drishti. Soumyadeepa, will you implement everything and anything on your real life?
So, what?
I'm asking you, will you implement everything and anything in your real life?
No, sir. There's a particular thing.
How do you know that what you have to implement
doing-
in the real life?
It depends on the situation.
Depends on?
situation.
Okay. So this, from where does this situations come from? I've already told you, because these situations are created by the business. So after a certain period of time, you may be having such a situation, right? Which in which you need a solution. You have struck. There is a deadlock. Now you have to come out of this deadlock. Then you have to apply these all things, which is what is existing, what knowledge do you have, what can be the way outs, what can be alternatives, right? And then you have to use
Yes, sir.
in order to come with certain solution. So that solution has to come when you are seeing certain situations. Okay, and these situations are created by your business. Getting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if we, so it is well said that it is a journey of voyage. It is a voyage of the pleasure and satisfaction further. So actually, so if I ask you, if research, is research concerned with gathering of information from books and other sources, what do you say? Is it concerned only by gathering information from books and other sources? Come on. Anything can be data. It may come from books, may it come from any of the sources. Further, is transportation of knowledge from one form to another constitute a good research? No. The answers to both these questions are no, because there can be various other sources also where you can collect the data, and merely a transformation of knowledge from one person to other is not a research at all. It can be studies with what we are doing. Okay. So in short and simple, we can define research as a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information in order to increase our understanding of phenomenon about which we are concerned or interested in. Okay. So whatever problem we want to resolve, we can resolve it with the help of the research, provided we are interested to do the thing. So research is actually, if I ask you one more question, that is research confined to science, or means the this, what you call is science and technology? Is the research concerned only to that? No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Area covers many disciplines:
No.
business, commerce, history, sociology, linguistic, and so on. So whatever may be the subject, it discovers, interprets, or revises the facts, events, behaviors, and theories. So the ultimate outcome of the research enhances the quality of human life. So it is mostly concerned with the human rights, because this life of the human gives a satisfaction to the satisfaction for the well-being of the same. Okay. So if we talk about engineering, or we can say scientific research, so the social and the scientific engineering research is focused on mathematical models and theories. Output of the engineering research can be a product, process, or even the methodology. Thus, the engineering research can be explained in the two ways. It is to either explore or to develop. Okay. Whereas the social research, our business research is a social research. So how it is different from the engineering research? Social research is conducted by social scientists through a systematic plan. Quantitative, qualitative dimension is given by the researcher. So social research area includes statistics, political sciences, sociology, media sciences, market research, management, commerce, business, right? All these things. So sampling is one of the key areas in social research process. So scientific research includes those investigations utilized in acquiring new knowledge or correcting the integrating previous knowledge. Okay. Now, if we see, basically, scientific research forms questions. It prepares the hypothesis. it makes the prediction about those prepared hypotheses and test the observation and finally analyze the investigated result. So the formal science, physical science, life science, social science, applied science, interdisciplinary sciences are some of the types of the scientific research. Scientific research, in other ways, you can say, actually is a derived towards asking of why a certain phenomenon is happening, why certain things are happening. So this will be a attempt to understand and know the why of every point. Okay, so there comes the scientific research itself. So there are two types of things: scientific research and social research. So social research is having its own ways of doing it, and scientific research is having its own ways of doing it. So what you have to do is you have to just find out the difference between social research and scientific research. Along with, you have to make yourself thorough about the you can say the process of research, which we'll be discussing in our next class, and you must all be thorough about the definition of research also. Okay, fine. I will stop here. Thank you. Okay, so let me just ask you about uh, yeah. So guys, how many people are in the class? Let us take the attendance first. Chandresh Kumar Sigar, say yes sir. Please everyone now at least on your videos now. Otherwise no attendance will be given. On your
Sir, my
videos.
front camera is not working, so I can't start the video.
Aksharaj, please arrange your camera by tomorrow itself. Otherwise I will not give you any attendance.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Everyone be on with your cameras now. Sorry, are you seeing everyone? If you press this, whom you are not able to see, mark them absent. Yes, Shaurya, where are you? Okay, Chandresh Kumar Segar, Drishti Verma, Kartik Rajput, Laksharaj Singh, Manan Goyal, Matan Sharma, Prakash
Yes, sir.
Pushpendra
Present, sir.
Singh, Rakesh Raika, Ravi Raman, Samit Dipan, Chief by
Present, sir.
Fine then. Try to download attendance list. It gets done. Soon I will share with you the PPTs also and will recommend you one of the books, right? Okay, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.